Hi, welcome. Welcome to my virtual living room. Today, I'm going to be guiding you through a meditation, a mindfulness exercise, which is an expansion of what we've been learning this week. So we're going to drop anchor and we're going to be using ACE. And if you remember yesterday, we talked about ACE being, we're first going to acknowledge the thoughts and feelings that we're experiencing. And then we're going to be coming back into the body. And then we're going to be focusing on what we're actually doing. Yeah, so we're going to be engaging, that's the E, engaging in what we're doing. So for this exercise today, we'll be engaging in focusing on the things that we can see and the things that we can hear and the things that we can touch and taste and smell. So we'll be focusing on the five senses. And I'm also going to be transitioning halfway through this exercise into that compassion exercise. So halfway through, you're going to hear the sound of the bell, and that's going to be the transition point where we're going to transition into the compassion exercise. So to start off this exercise, I'm going to ring the bell and then I'll walk you through it. But before we begin, it's important that you remember a few things. And that is that you can't do this exercise wrong. So if you notice that your mind is getting lost in thought, that's pretty normal and natural. And because of the length of this, we actually expect that that will happen. So each time you notice that your mind is wandering or you're getting distracted, just simply come back to the exercise as best you can, okay? So remember, there's no right or wrong way. You might notice that you become more relaxed as we do this exercise, and that's also okay, but try to keep in mind that's not the purpose of the exercise. And the reason that's important to keep in mind is if you don't become relaxed and you had that as your goal, at the end of the exercise, you might feel like you did it wrong or you might be disappointed. So we want to keep in mind that what we're trying to do is engage in what's happening, okay? So pay attention to what's happening in the mind and the body, and we're not necessarily going to relax. We might, and that's a great added benefit, but you might not. So that's also okay. All right, so let's get started. I'm going to invite you to find a comfortable position, either lying down or sitting up. And you may start out by pushing your feet on the ground. And I'm going to ring the bell and we're going to get started. First, make sure you can hear my bell. I realize the sound is down, so I'm going to turn on the bell and here we go. Okay. So you can gently close your eyes and take a moment to settle in, pushing your feet on the ground. Just taking a moment to acknowledge what's happening. So just acknowledging anything that's happening in your mind, noticing the thoughts, noticing any physical sensations in the body, noticing your mood, how you're feeling emotionally. And then the C part of ACE is coming back to the body. So seeing if you can really ground yourself in the body by kind of pressing your feet on the ground, feeling yourself in the chair or on the bed, tuning into the body sensations, and we'll scan through the body from the top of the head, working our way down, and just see if you can come into the body. And if the mind becomes distracted, just coming back to the body as we scan through. And as you pass through the torso, seeing if you can notice your breathing. Just noticing, no need to change. Just noticing the body. And then coming down through your bottom and noticing you sitting on the chair or lying in the bed. Feeling the weight of your body as you pass through down the legs and into your feet and into your toes. Seeing if you can wiggle your toes a little, just coming into the toes, kind of noticing as you wiggle your toes, noticing any sensations. And we're going to do the order of the five senses today a little bit differently because we've got our eyes closed. So we're going to I'm going to switch it up a little bit just so that we can engage with our eyes closed to really pay attention. So I'll invite you now to notice anything that you're hearing, to really engage with what you're hearing and notice. Notice if there are different sounds around the room or outside of the room. And noticing the pitch or the tone. And noticing if the mind pulls you away with a thought or a feeling, and seeing if you can come back to just listening to the sounds in the room and outside of the room. Noticing when you become distracted and tuning back into the sounds. Noticing what you can hear. And each time the mind wanders, gently bringing it back as best you can, back to listening, back to the sounds. And noticing the volume and the pitch and the frequency of the sounds. And now shifting your awareness to your feet. Really tuning in to what you can feel. See if you can notice if you're wearing socks. If you can notice the socks around your feet. Seeing if you can notice the space between the toes. And if you're sitting, seeing if you can notice the bottom of your feet touching the ground. And if you're laying down, seeing if you can notice the back of your heels making contact with the bed. Just really tuning into the feet and noticing all the sensations in the feet. Seeing if you notice tingling or pulsing or throbbing, or perhaps you notice no sensations at all. And that's okay if you notice no sensations. Just noting that there are no sensations. And each time the mind wanders, gently bringing it back to the feet, to what you can feel, and the sensations. Noticing if the mind has any judgments about what you are feeling or what you're not feeling. And just coming back to the feet as best you can, over and over again. And now shifting your awareness to what you can smell, seeing if as you breathe, you notice anything, any sensations coming through the nose. So kind of taking a deep breath in through the nostrils if you can. Noticing any smells, any scents. Perhaps noticing a lack of smell, a lack of sensations in the nostrils. Noticing if you can't experience any sense at this time. Just noticing what that's like to breathe through the nostrils with perhaps no sensations of scent whatsoever. Just noticing that. And again, if the mind wanders, coming back best you can to noticing any sense. And then shifting your awareness to your mouth and seeing if you could taste anything and noticing the texture of the mouth. Notice the tongue and the teeth. Seeing if there's any taste or any urge to swallow. Just noticing that. As best you can, and if the mind wanders, becomes distracted, gently bringing it back to the mouth. Noticing and coming back as best you can. And now shifting from the mouth, we're going to prepare for our compassion exercise by imagining a person that you love. And this is the looking part. We're going to focus on what you can see in your mind's eye. So really imagine this person and really engage with this person in your mind, seeing if you can notice them visually. And if you're not a visual person, then just bringing this person to mind and imagining them sitting next to you. And really paying attention to either what you can see, as if there was a snapshot, a photo in front of you. And if you're not visual, then seeing if you can get a sense of that person in the room with you. Really engage with them. Imagine that they're with you, what you might be saying, what you might be showing them with your facial expression or with your eyes. So seeing if you can engage with this person that you love. And if you become distracted by thoughts and stories about this person, seeing if you can come back as best you can to just focusing on what you can see and what you can feel, having this person present with you. And each time you become distracted, just coming back to this person. And in a moment, you're going to hear the sound of the bell, seeing if you can stay with this person, imagining them as you notice us transitioning to the next part of this exercise. And now imagining this person in front of you, either in a snapshot, a photo, or whether they're in the room with you. And I'm going to be making 3 statements. And each time you hear these statements, you can either say them in your mind or you can simply listen and imagine that you're sending compassion to this loved one. Just listening and imagining that this compassion is flowing from you to this person that you love. May you be safe and protected. Noticing any thoughts or feelings that come up as you say and listen to these statements. May you be healthy and strong. Coming back, if you notice the mind becoming distracted, coming back to this person and listening to the statements. May you live with ease and with kindness in this world. Noticing if any thoughts or feelings or body sensations come to the surface. And then allow the photo, the picture of this person to kind of just pass you by. They're still present with you, but we're now going to shift into you, into your body and into you, your mind, and just paying attention to yourself. And we're going to be bringing some compassion to you, to yourself. And seeing if you can notice any sensations or thoughts or feelings that arise when you hear these statements of compassion as we send them to ourselves. May I be safe and protected. Noticing what arises as you listen to these statements. If you find them difficult to send to yourself, then just noticing that. Just observing what comes up. And remembering there's no right or wrong way to do this exercise. May I be healthy and strong. And if you notice that your mind has become distracted, simply coming back as best you can, even if it's just for only a moment. May I live with ease and with kindness in this world. Noticing any thoughts and feelings. And coming back to the body, back to yourself as best you can. Noticing what's happening in the body. Noticing any thoughts or feelings or body sensations. And we're going to shift to expanding this awareness from ourselves, to expand to the whole world, to imagining all of us going through this together. Imagining all your loved ones. Imagining all the people who are ill right now. Imagining all the people who are working hard to keep us safe and protected. And all the healthcare workers, teachers, counselors, therapists, firefighters, police officers, educators, people who are collecting our trash and working in our grocery stores, and all the delivery centers trying to get food and supplies, and pharmacy workers and medication and manufacturers, and all the people trying to get us equipment that we need, and all the things that we need. And I'm surely missing out on somebody. And imagining that you're all included in this as well. And we're going to be sending you some compassion. May all the people of the world be safe and protected. Noticing any emotion that comes up as we send this compassion to all the people of the world. Noticing. May all the people of the world be healthy and strong. Noticing any thoughts or feelings that arise. May all the people of the world live with ease and with kindness and with compassion and with love. Noticing what comes up and focusing on what's happening in the body as you send this compassion to all the people of the world, including yourself. And just noticing any thoughts or feelings, body sensations. And really tuning into these thoughts and feelings, really noticing them. And you may notice that some of them pull you away and distract you. And simply coming back as best you can, back to these thoughts and feelings and body sensations. As we engage with this exercise, just noticing as best you can and remembering there's no right or wrong way. And now, as we come to the end of this exercise, see if you can expand your awareness from your body to noticing once again the sounds around the room. Noticing what you can hear. And then including in your awareness what you can smell. And what you can feel, again, coming in contact with the chair or the bed. Expanding the awareness to the entire body, what you can hear and what you can taste, and expanding your awareness to what you can smell, what you can taste, and what you can hear and what you can feel. And in a few moments, you're going to hear the sound of the bell and seeing if you can stay with the bell until you no longer hear it. And then when you're ready, you may open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, seeing if you can engage with the room around you, expanding your awareness to the room and noticing what you can see, and really engaging as we expand our awareness from the body to what we can actually see around us. And just take a few moments before the bell rings to notice what's happening. Thank you for joining me today. I hope it was helpful, and I'm wishing you health and safety. See you next time. Bye.